devotee care is also important, and it is also in their scriptures. But if we give so much care, the
Yes.
natural tendency of devotee will go for comfort.
Hmm.
So if you give
Yes.
so many care, then devotee will go for that comfort, and
Yes.
pure devotional service, the spark, will that get covered?
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, good question. Giving the example of Narad Muni condemning. हाँ, तुमने बहुत डिवोटी केयर कर दिया. पुराना उसमें एक्चुअली उन्होंने उनको प्रवृत्ति मार्ग दिखाया, इंद्र तृप्ति का मार्ग दिखाया. The Vyasadeva, he encouraged sense gratification in the name of religiosity, actually. But this devotee care initiative is to not make the devotees too comfortable and they forget spiritual life. But as I said, first and foremost care is spiritual life, and all the other areas are to support spiritual life and enhance their spiritual life. So that's the purpose. We'll discuss more about it as the time goes, but it's a nice question. Okay, so yes, Prabhupada, this is from Bhagavatam Prabhupada. Yes, someone with mic can please read it. Yes, please read.
Before the advent of the age of Kali, the Brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about the disaster in the duration of life. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.5.
Yeah. So yeah, these five in any civilized society, these five are always to be protected, and these are the over there. If you see now, we have put the chart. Top five recipients of devotee care are these five, and if you see both the biggest wars, the biggest epics, Mahabharata and Ramayana, involve insult to a woman, Draupadi and Mother Sita. So in this way, Prabhupada is writing here, the chaste woman, to insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster. So that highlights the caring for women. Okay, so we have done this exercise already. Prioritizing these results have been also put up over there. The okay, so now we will go to another lesson, the principles and the values underpinning devotee care. So once a Englishman from Iceland, he went to Dubai, and there he ate some very nice mazdool dates. Have you taken very mazdool is a very soft and succulent. He was taking these dates, breakfast, lunch, dinner, very nice dates. And then he said, I want to also, have the dates in the Iceland. He took some plants, these dates plant, and want to plant them and have also the dates in the Iceland. What do you think? Does that work? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Why? Because that environment doesn't support. You can't take one plant of one region and put it into another place. Put it in another place. Okay, take another example now. At Radha Gopinath temple, we had attendance register. Right? Still continues attendance register. Morning before the Mangala Aarti, everyone has to sign the register. So one devotee from Africa, he was visiting and he really liked it. He was a temple president. And he said, very good. This system is very good. And he went and he announced. When he went back, everyone has to sign register before the Mangala Aarti. Right? And he put the attendance register. Next day, someone stole the register. Yeah. So over. And all actual case study. Actual case study. That was the end of the story of the attendance register. So there is important lesson from these two, short anecdotes. There is an important lesson. What is that? You cannot take one practice, up like a plant from one region and just put it in another. Just put it another. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So therefore, sometimes devotees want to know, "Hey, आप लोग कैसे करते हैं हम लोग वैसा कर लेंगे." What is being done over there may not work. May not work. So there comes the importance of principle and values. Principle and values. What is the principle behind this? What is the values, underlying values behind the practice? So just like, to give an example, see, one of the principle, Vedic principle is welcome your guest. Right? Guest welcome. Welcome your guest. Atiti Satkar. That is one of the principles. So principles are universal truths. Principles are universal truth. Preaching is one of the principles for all of us. But the how we preach is different every place. But the universal truths are called principles. And what are the values? The qualities, the inbuilt qualities, inherent qualities required to practice that principle, to put into action the principle. The qualities of the heart required. Suppose we say the preaching is a principle. What is the what is the value required for that? What is the quality? For compassion, preaching compassion. What else? Something else? Integrity in preaching. Like जो प्रचार कर रहे हैं आचार भी करो भाई उसका. Then only प्रचार will be successful. Care also in preaching. Cultivation. What is cultivation? Connect, care, cultivate. Preaching ministry का है ये. Cultivate. So the care is part of that. In cultivation, we need to take care of the person. In preaching, one of the value required is care also. So in this way, for one principle, there could be multiple values required. Values to actually effectively implement the principle. So I just want to give you some example of principles and values to explain this concept. So the whole point is that we should understand behind any practice, what is the principle, and see and develop your own practice, understanding that this is a principle and how this principle can be locally applied, rather than transporting, as I said, just to take a plant and put it. That's like practice for one place. It doesn't. You can't just because attendance is working here doesn't mean you just put it to work there. Why it would not work over there? People don't have that value system. People don't have a value system. The values are lacking. Someone stole. So unless they value the importance of sadhana. So we started in the Indian register after many uh, you know years of emphasizing sadhana in the classes, in the brahmachari classes, in the ishta goshtis. We emphasize importance of sadhana. So that is understood by devotees valued that sadhana is important, six sadhana, and therefore the tender register worked. But if the people don't have values, then any system, any practice you bring without values, it will not work. So behind a practice, what is the principle? What is the value? That is very important to understand so that uh, we can develop our own. As I said, application of devotee care will be local. The practices of devotee care will be local. What the principles and values are universal. So therefore, we must understand principles and values and develop our own local practices of devotee care. Another example to make this concept clear. Principle is welcome your guest. Right? There's a principle. Guideline. After principle, we have guidelines. What could be a guideline for welcoming guests? This is the principle. Make your guest feel special. This is one of the guidelines. Make your guest feel special. Those who come to the temple. Fine, good. Okay, now I remember once in the year 2000, we went to Mayapur Yatra. And we were 250 devotees. We went for Mayapur Yatra. And they gave a garland to everyone. We were surprised. Mayapur, they welcomed. They said, okay, the devotees from Bombay have come for a yatra. We want to welcome them. and they brought a garland, 250 garlands, and they gave us a garlands, everyone. And that was our guest welcoming. They really felt special. Everyone is having a garland. And we went to Tokyo last year. Even the DTs don't get a garland day. They only make garland for the DTs on Sundays. Why? The flower is so costly. Flower is so costly that they can't afford. They can't afford a garland for the DTs. What to speak of 250 devotees? मायापुर में इतने एम्पल फ्लावर हैं तो कोई बोलेगा अरे टोक्यो में हम जा रहे हैं गार्लैंड नहीं पहना है सब डिवोटीज को गार्लैंड वी शुड गिव गार्लैंड अरे डीडीज को गार्लैंड नहीं मिलता है डिवोटीज को दूर की बात देखिए बदल गया ना देश काल परिस्थिति टाइम प्लेस सर्कमस्टांसेस so yes but the principle remain the same principle remain the same you have to make your guest feel special garland is not the only way garland is not the only way वहां पे how you can make the guest feel special तो चॉपस्टिक दे दो उनको राइट कोई अच्छा डेकोरेटिव दे लाइक टू सुशी प्रभु बोल रहे हैं ऐसा कुछ समथिंग you give them some special treatment you don't have to so this is a practice one place practice you can't implement other areas situation is different understand the principle उन्होंने हमको garland दिया we felt very happy the principle is make our guest welcoming the principle make our guest feel specially like one of the guidelines for and what is the value of guest welcoming in journal? What's the value behind that? Hospitality, welcoming nature, hospitality, and so on and so forth. This is the value. So we understand and we have the same value and the same principle, but have our own local practices so that the guest will feel special. You will give us a nice photo or something which the guest will, oh, wow, as per the local. So therefore, for the effective implementation of devotee care, there are some important principles and corresponding values, I would say. For each principle, there could be multiple values. This we just discussed. But in the devotee care course, the devotee care team came up with 6 important principles and 6 corresponding values, which is like most most closely corresponding to that particular principle. As I said, multiple values can be corresponding, but one most important values to effectively implement that principle has been identified. So we'll look at that now, the principles and the corresponding values. Okay, so these are the 6 principles and the 6 values. Oh, wait a minute. I have to go back. Yes. Yes, so that you can clearly see. So the first principle is Prabhupada's own teaching and example. Prabhupada's own teaching and example. What's the first building in Mayapur that Prabhupada built? Long building, long building. Huh? No, not Lotus. The long is Chakra building. Long. That was the first building in Mayapur Prabhupada built. Even before he built the temple for the deities. For what? For the devotees. So in our international headquarters, the very first building in Sridhar Mayapur was not the Lotus, not the conch, not the temple hall, but the long building. And Prabhupada said, this will be for the devotees to stay. Those who will be actually developing the project, those who will take care of the deities. So there are many examples of Prabhupada's own teaching where he emphasized caring for the devotees. Vaishnav Seva, this is also one of the important principles. Vaishnav Seva, service to devotees. And as we all discussed how Shivanand Sen, Lord Chaitanya was specially pleased by the service of Shivanand Sen to all the Vaishnavas. There are many other examples of Vaishnav Seva in the scriptures. Any example of Vaishnav Seva that comes to your mind, which is striking, stands out? Yes, someone else who has not yet spoken. Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna serving Sudama.
Vaishnav Seva. Okay, Krishna himself served his own devotees. He Sudama came in his palace. Not just he had Sudama sit on his, in master bedroom. He invited him, and on the silken cushion, though he had all the tattered clothes, and Rukmini was fanning. Just imagine, both not just Krishna himself, but even he had Rukmini serve this actually beggar Brahmana. So that's quite a striking example. Krishna himself serving his devotees. Something else? Okay, yeah, Buddhimant Khan. Uh, oh, not Buddhimant Khan. Subudhi Rai. Subudhi Rai. Subudhi Rai is another great soul. He would just earn a few paisas. Out of that also, he would save. He would earn 4 annas. Is mentioned. He would sell a pack of wood. Basically, he would collect some wood and he would sell it for 4 annas. He would use one for himself, save three to serve the devotees. So the devotees who would come from Bengal to Vrindavan, they would have their stomach upset by eating, chapatis and they would want what? Curd rice, yogurt and rice. So he would arrange that for Bengali devotees with his meager earning. He would deposit, collect it with the local grocer and would serve them. And also he would massage them with mustard oil. So he would serve that devotees, and Lord Chaitanya was very pleased with this service to devotees. To Buddhi Rai. Yes, so there are many such examples of Vaishnava Seva. Then loving relationships. So, okay, the Prabhupada teaching example, therefore, one of the values is wisdom and realization. This is this is corresponding value. There could be multiple. This is most closely pertaining to that particular principle, which is so Prabhupada's teaching is our principle, and Prabhupada's wisdom and realization is a value. Vaishnava Seva is a principle and expertise. In order to serve the devotees, we need some kind of expertise. That's one of the important values corresponding to Vaishnava Seva. Loving relationships. Any example of loving relationships? Oh, Rupa Goswami made a special kheer on Sanatana Goswami's birthday. Right? Actually, Radharani came to make. He wanted to make, but Srimati Radharani herself cooked. She said, I would like to cook for an elder brother. Seeing the loving relation with the two of them. Any other example of loving relationship?
Narottam Das, Ramachandra.
Uh, okay, Narottam Das Thakur and Ramachandra Kaviraj, they've had a very close, intimate, loving relationship. Though Ramchandra Kaviraj was the disciple of Srinivasacharya, that means he was a level of disciple of Narottam Das Thakur, actually. So Narottam Das Thakur belonged to the Guru Varga of Ramchandra Kaviraj, but still they had very, very close, deep friendship with each other. And Lord Vishnu was pleased with loving relations of Prachetas, and he said that you have together served me. Tushtoham sauhridena sauhridena prathak dharma, tushtoham sauhridena. I'm very much satisfied with your unity, with your loving relationship with each other by which you have served me. So therefore, the loving relationship and the value is love and affection. Attentive listening. Attentive listening. Prabhupada, any specific instance? Uh, okay, great. Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Thakur was giving a class, and Prabhupada, he sat down to listen to that. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur noticed it. And what did he say? He likes to hear. He likes to hear. So like that. So that's attentive listening. And therefore, whatever he writes, print it. He likes to hear, therefore, what he writes also is very good. So yes, attentive listening, Prabhupada's own great example. Positive sense of belonging. Any example of positive sense of belonging?
even though Shivanand Sen has a positive belonging sense of belonging, that even though it's an animal, but he had considered among the members of the troop.
Okay, so find that kind of he included him, that dog also, thinking this dog also wants to join Lord Chaitanya. So he included him in his Yatra group. Okay, fine. Some other example about, yes, Nautam Priya Prabhu.
When Maharaj Prataprudra would arrange accommodation for all the devotees from Bengal,
Hmm.
Sarbam Bhattacharya would tell him who is who, and then he would arrange for everyone.
Yes. So the positive sense of belonging. Yes, so he considered that all these devotees of Lord Chaitanya also, are worthy of serving.
So I was thinking from the other way around. Those
Huh.
devotees would feel a positive sense of
Devotees
belonging
would
that
feel a positive sense of belonging when
there's someone to care for
someone is to
them.
care for them. Okay, from that perspective, yes. So when we serve, the positive sense of belonging increase. Positive sense of belonging, the devotees increase. From this perspective. Okay, yes, Vishnu Dutt Prabhu.
Sanatan Goswami mentioned that I want Jagannath Pandit recommend me to go to Vrindavan.
Huh.
Then Chaitanya was very angry and he said, "Who is this Jagga, new boy, and how can he order you?"
Hmm.
And Sanatan Goswami was so amazed that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you call him Jagga and you chastise him.
Hmm.
He's so close to you, and I'm so far. I'm like something.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so Lord Chaitanya actually, Sanatana Goswami saw that from that perspective. That he said, you are chastising means he really is close to you. You have kind of sense of belonging. He's really close, and you are praising me because I'm an outsider. So actually, if someone chastises, that also shows that person has an intimate relationship. You can only chastise someone who's close to you. You don't chastise. You can only appreciate newcomers, right? But you appreciate them so they can bhakti. But someone who becomes serious and you really consider this devotee, I should help him in the spiritual life. That's to chastise someone is also the sign of a sense of belonging, that intimacy that way. So Sanatana Goswami saw that way. Okay, good. So that's a positive sense of belonging, and the value is gratitude, gratitude, or as Narottam Priya Prabhu said, they were served so nicely by the king. Out of gratitude, they would feel a sense of belonging. Right? So anyone who has received service, out of gratitude, we feel a sense of belonging. So, and the spirited leadership, spirited PEP leadership, proactive, empowering, and protective. That's PEP. Proactive, empowering, and protective leadership. Uh, an example of spirited leadership. Yes, Prabhu. Uh, take the.
In Ramayana, when Sugriva and Hanumanji team they go for searching of Mother Sita,
Uh,
and ultimately they could not find, and they were in the cave, and they want to commit suicide. Then
okay.
Hanumanji says that he requests them that either we can stay back here instead of going back to Kishkinda, we'll stay back here and either we can leave our body. But Hanumanji reminds that they were in a discouraging mode. Then Hanumanji he encourages and let's go and search for Mother Sita.
Okay. So he kind of encourages them to take the leadership role to put more effort in searching Mother Sita. Okay, good. Yes, Vishnu Dutt Prabhu.
Prabhupada, he was sending all his disciples to different part of countries. At the same time, although he's encouraging them, empowering them, lead the seva there. At the same time, he was very protective. In the example of Burijan Prabhu, I think he was in Hong Kong.
Hmm.
So when he was not doing morning program, Prabhupada, without informing, without his request, he himself went there
Actually, he
and
went there
told
so that he can
take care of them.
take care of Burijan Prabhu, who was one of his
Prabhu.
important leaders. Prabhupada went all the way to Japan. He made his itinerary to Japan so that he can encourage Burijan Prabhu. And yeah, so Prabhupada himself was a great example of being very encouraging, very protective, and also very proactive leader. And proactive leader. So he, while he was there, he formed the GBC, and he himself started. He he would not attend the GBC meeting. You take the decision while in his presence, and he said, "I will also obey by the GBC." You see, so how proactive Prabhupada was. Not just he told them that after I leave, you form the GBC. He very well instituted, proactively seeing the Gaudiya Math. So in this way, in so many ways, Prabhupada was a very uh, successful, proactive, empowering, and protective leader for the devotees in ISKCON. So therefore, these are the 6 principles of devotee care which we should understand, and the 6 corresponding values. Okay, so now uh, in order to remember the 6 principles, we'll try to connect them with the some particular mudra. Prabhupada's teaching and example suggest a mudra for that. So we connect it and remember it. Prabhupada's teaching and example. Yes. Can I remind the name, Prabhu? Radha Bihari Prabhu. Oh, yes. So says the mudra for. Okay. So Prabhupada's wisdom and realization. Prabhupada making this point like this. Or Prabhupada's photo in the Back to Godhead magazine is not like this exactly, something like this. He has his 2 fingers touching and making a point, but that's fine. Prabhupada will make a point like this. So Prabhupada uh, teaching an example with his wisdom and realization, we can remember Prabhupada making a point. Vaishnav Seva, what's the mudra for Vaishnav Seva? We touch the feet, fine. Vanchakalpatru Vyasya. Or Pranam, this could be, how can I serve you? Folded hand. Hanumanji is with folded hand, standing on the side, waiting for Seva of Lord Ram. So this could be one mudra for Vaishnav Seva. Loving relationships. Embrace. Huh? Okay, so yeah, there are many examples, but I'm just talking of that to remember. Huh? Embrace the bigger family, as Gopal Krishna Maharaj said. We embrace a bigger family of devotees, accept them as a family member. So loving relationships. Attentive listening. Like this, yeah, with little tilted head toward the person who we are listening. So like that. So listening, attentive listening, positive sense of belonging, positive sense of belonging, positive sense of belonging. Okay, hand holding with each other. What else? What else? Positive sense of belonging, child holding hand of father, again hand holding. Yes, it's related to hand only. Kind of friendship. But yeah, firmly holding hand with each other. Positive sense of belonging. Lord Chaitanya took the hand of one devotee and put in the hand of another and said, "Now he belongs to you." Yes, Raghunath Das Goswami. So in the hands of Dhruv Damodar Goswami. उसका पॉजिटिव सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंग थोड़ा ढीला पड़ रहा है उसका ब्लू टैग निकल रहा है वो हमारे प्रभु कहाँ गए जिन्होंने लगाया था तो उनको उनको बुला के थोड़ा सा विल या मे बी ड्यूरिंग द ब्रेक और इट्स ओके यस सो positive sense of belonging, positive sense of belonging. Then spirited leadership. समुद्र for spirited leadership. वो ऐसा करो अरे ऐसा थोड़ा ऊपर उठा के right. Spirited leadership like that. So, and spirited leadership, the important value for spiritual leadership is responsibility. Just like once Prabhupada asked, so you be the temple president to one devotee, and that devotee said, Prabhupada, what does it mean to be temple president? who said, if anything goes wrong in the temple, you are responsible. Prabhupada gave that understanding. So actually, leadership is not about facilities. That's what Prabhupada, actually several places Prabhupada emphasized. Leadership is not about facilities, but about responsibility. Responsibility. So because the leaders have so many responsibilities, so that they can execute the responsibility, the facilities are given for that purpose, to support their responsibility. But the leadership is all about responsibility. Okay, so these are 6 principles and 6 values, and we will have now, we will, yes, 6 2. Yes, so we'll once again form, how many of us are here? Around 40? We can form 8 groups once again. Once again, form 8 groups, not the same group, this time different group, so that we get to interact with as many devotees as possible. Now listen, before we break into groups, we now total 6 principles and 6 values. They add up to 12. So I will circulate cards to you. You will receive cards. You will receive 12 cards. There are Prabhupada quotes. Carefully note down. You will receive 12 cards in pair of 2 pair of 2 cards. So you will receive 2 cards at one time. So totally 6 pairs you will receive. Total 12 cards you will receive. Each card will have 2 or 3 quotes of Prabhupada. Fine. You read the quote and see those 2 3 quotes, which principle or value they represent. Each card which has 2 or 3 quotes will be pertaining to one. So the 12 cards that you will receive, you have to map them to these 12. Each card will not have more than one. So that you map with mostly, right? These 2 3 quotes mostly points out to loving relationship. So for each card which has 2 or 3 quotes, it will correspond to only one of the 12. So put 6 principles and values together, it will correspond to one of the 12. And you have to do the mapping. Okay, this card maps to this value or this principle. Fine, is this clear? And then you will write over here, that particular card will have, that particular card will have, okay, yes, that particular card will have a letter. Okay, letter. If you map it properly, so we'll give you this empty chart. If you map it properly, the letter of the card, you will get one word if you map it correctly. One word, not this word, some other word. Eh? It will not be Radha Govinda, it will be some other word, but you will get a proper word if you do it correct mapping of the code with a particular either a value or a principle. Fine. So as you do, even if you still have any doubt, then you can ask me while you're doing. But I hope the exercise is clear. It's the mapping exercise of the card with what principle or value it represents. Each card, remember, will correspond to only one of the 12. That is important. Okay, so we'll break into 8 groups. We'll start the counting from this time, from this side. आपका कौन सा group था last time? 3. So it will become 1 now. It will change. Sham Ghosh Prabhu. चेंज हो रहा है ना सबका ग्रुप? Eight. 3. 8. 8. आपका सेम आ गया, कोई बात नहीं, बट द ग्रुप विल बी डिफरेंट. ग्रुप विल बी डिफरेंट. Okay, so please sit in your groups, the same place. Group 1 can come here, but now the group is different. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please sit in the 8 groups, and I am giving you the. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. 1 minute, just 1 minute. So you have to note down the number of the card also. There are total 12 numbers, 12 will come. So that you know we have got number 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, but we haven't got 1 and 2. So you have to note down the letter you have to fill in. And there are 3 columns. If you see, you have 3 columns. That is for guess. You can make 1 or 2 or 3 guesses. If not this, if not this. And finally, if you do the right mapping, you'll get the proper letter. So 3 columns are for guess. But take also note down the card number so that the card number which you haven't got, I'll be circulating. You can ask for specific card number. हमको ये 3-4 नंबर नहीं आया अभी तक, बाकी आ गए इत्यादि. So card number are there. Total 12 cards you will receive. Everyone will get 12 cards. अभी 2 हैं, वो 2 को पास करेंगे और मैं दूसरे 2 को आपको दे दूंगा. Okay, so note down the card numbers also.
So 8 or 7. Let me offer my respectful obedience unto him. Then Sukha, the filter master of all sages, the son of that who out of his great compassion for those cross materialistic who struggle to cross over the darkest region of the material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the stream of Vedic knowledge, to the stream of Vedic knowledge after having personally assimilated it by experience. वो जो बाबा दत्त बोलते हैं ना, 1, 2, 3. सर्वभूत हृदय हृदय गोस्वामी can decide in Art of Politics. I'm offering respectful representative to Sukdev Goswami, the cream of all the another important word is Vikyana Avirajita. Everything should be done very scientifically and consciously. One should be a realized soul. तो दोनों का realized soul करना नहीं realized soul दोनों की. It means first round of circulation. One problem. कार्ड नंबर अलग है. कार्ड नंबर अलग है. तो first round में किधर डालना है.
आपका दोनों कार्ड हो गया तो प्लीज रेज योर हैंड, विल गिव यू नेक्स्ट सेट ऑफ कार्ड्स. When your card is done, raise your hand, please.
ये तीन ट्रायल है, ये तीन ट्रायल ये ट्रायल है ना, ये इधर बच्ची रहा है और तो बहुत ज्यादा की पाई 7 रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे. Sympathetic. और भी very sympathetic. One also. And Seva. For the but for the food. Delivery और प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, एक क्वेश्चन. वो तो प्रेजेंट हुआ थोड़ा अलग नहीं मतलब देखो वो तिरुपति बोला नहीं तो वो यार वो है
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ओके, सुनिए सुनिए सुनिए, जब ये गेम खत्म हो जाता है, जब एक भी टीम का वर्ड आ गया तो ये गेम खत्म. हम्म? तो टीम वन हैव गॉट द वर्ड. उन्होंने 6 कार्ड में 6-7 लेटर आ गए उनके, और थोड़ा इसमें मेंटल स्पेकुलेशन किया थोड़ा सा. और वर्ड को गेस कर लिया आगे, क्योंकि यस, द वर्ड इज डिवोटी स्केयर. डिवोटी स्केयर. ये देखिए, ये वर्ड है, ये वर्ड है, ये वर्ड है. दो, तो अगर आपको बहुत पहले कर लिया था. अच्छा, 4 में कर लिया, अरे वाह क्या बात है. तो टीम टीम 1 एंड टीम 7, उन्होंने आधे आधे रास्ते में ही गैस कर लिया, उन्होंने आधे से पहले कर लिया. तो टीम 1 एंड टीम 7 आर द विनर टीम्स. हरे कृष्णा. प्रभु हरे कृष्णा. वो कार्ड 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 कलेक्ट कीजिए, कार्ड सबसे ले लीजिए. कार्ड नहीं, अपने पास वो रख लीजिए, कार्ड दे दीजिए, कार्ड. प्रभु कार्ड सबसे ले लीजिए, सब टीम से कार्ड ले लीजिए. एंड प्लीज सिट सिट, आप दोबारा आपकी सीट पे बैठ जाइए, दोबारा सीट पे बैठ जाइए. हरे कृष्णा. हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम. ओके, नो 24 कार्ड है ना. राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे. हाँ, उसको नंबर से लगा दो, 24 कार्ड, एक से बार, एक से बार. हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा. तो तो देखिए, इसके इस एक्सरसाइज के पीछे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट ये है, लेसन है, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टीचिंग है ये एक्सरसाइज के पीछे. जब हमने एक्सरसाइज किया ना, मेरे को चैतन्य अवतार ने बोला, अरे बड़ा मुश्किल है ये मैप करना. हाँ, बड़ा मुश्किल है मैप करना, है ना. ये सही बात है, इट्स नॉट इजी टू मैप देम, क्योंकि काफी ओवरलैप दिखाई देता है. ऐसा ये भी लग रहा है, ये भी लग रहा है, ऐसा दोनों कोड अलग अलग दिखाई दे रहा है किसी को, ये इसको मैप कर रहा है. लेकिन फिर भी उसमें है मैपिंग, है उसमें मैपिंग. तो यहाँ से क्या लेसन है हमारे लिए? प्रिंसिपल एंड वैल्यूज आर द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स फॉर डिवोटी केयर सिस्टम एंड स्ट्रक्चर. प्रिंसिपल एंड वैल्यूज हमने बात किया ना. प्रैक्टिसेस, यू कैनॉट जस्ट टेक वन प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम वन. इट्स अ गुड प्रैक्टिस, or we see a good instruction, we try to understand what is the principle here, what is the corresponding value. If we have to implement the principle, we have to emphasize some values to the principle. Without values, we cannot implement the principle without the required values. The values needs to be emphasized, principle needs to be understood before we can successfully implement devotee care. So therefore, it's not so easy to understand what is the principle, what is the value. We can get a quote of Prabhupada, we can read, but in this purport, in this paragraph, what in relation to devotee care, suppose I give you several quotes. To find out the principle and values, it's not so easy. We may we may make a mistake. We may make a mistake. So therefore, principle and values are the building blocks for our devotee care system and structure, and that must be understood. And therefore, we are trying to understand, and it's not easy to understand to do that. It requires uh, thoughtful consideration. It requires thoughtful consideration. It requires some discussion, and then we can come to, okay, so this is the principle, in this statement. This is what Prabhupada is emphasizing over here, and this is the required values to be able to implement those principles. So like that. So that's the importance of this exercise to understand, to help us to understand that it's not so easy to understand the principle and the values, but which must be understood. It must be understood if we have to successfully implement devotee care within ISKCON. Fine. Uh, Before we move ahead, any other question regarding what we just discussed, the sixth principle, these values? Any questions you may have? Anything you want to ask, share, reflect upon? Okay, so good. So yes, there's a quote of Prabhupada. Can someone please read?
Mayapur. And if you all together can give shape to this plan, it will be unique in the world. It will be a world center for teaching spiritual life. Students from all over the world will come and we shall revolutionize the atheistic and communistic tendencies of rascal philosophers. So we must be responsible for this great task. Not for a single moment shall we be without ISKCON thoughts. That is my request to you all.
Okay, so this is one quote of Prabhupada. Which principle, which value? Here are six principles and values on the right. Six principles, six values. Any particular principle or value coming out from this quote? Where? Where is that? Yes, all together. We all together, and not for a single moment shall we without ISKCON thought. So there is a sense of belonging. Also, responsibility. Responsibility. Prabhupada is talking of responsibility over here. And responsibility, the value corresponding to leadership. So this is also Prabhupada here is we shall revolutionize. There is a spirited leadership also over here. So yes, there could be multiple principles and values in each quote. There will be multiple. So this quote shows, but there could be some other quotes where one is prominent. So especially the positive sense of belonging. This fifth principle is important because the more we have caring services, the greater will be the positive sense of belonging. So as the devotee, when the new person comes, that person has no sense of belonging as such. That person sees is gone from outside. Sees from outside. But as a person, interacts with devotees, receives some love, care, affection, then the positive sense of belonging grows. So let's see, there is a pyramid to indicate a positive sense of belonging. When a person comes to Krishna consciousness, first interaction, when he sees, when it comes to the temple, what is the first thought in the mind? What is this? What is Hare Krishna? The very first interaction. When the temple or some book distribution or some kirtan, what is this Hare Krishna? ये लोग क्या करते हैं? Etc. There is inquisitiveness. What is Hare Krishna? Then the next level, and yes, the if some devotee give association, love and care, person comes to next level. I like Hare Krishna. Especially I like Govindas Prasad. और like the Kirtan. डीटीज को बहुत अच्छा एकदम बहुत सुंदर सजाते हैं डीटीज इत्यादि. So in this way, a person develops some liking after devotee interaction. When a further interaction, devotee interaction further receive some care, he goes to next stage. What is that? I am a Hare Krishna. Right? So I am a Hare Krishna here. It's not fully dedicated, but or once a while, Sunday to Sunday, he may come. Monday to Saturday, his own social life, own party. But at least when someone calls, his friend calls, he answers the phone by saying Hare Krishna. वो बोले अरे तुम भी Hare Krishna बन गया, right? Like that. So the person begins to identify with Hare Krishna at the beginning stage. I am a Hare Krishna. Person receives further affection, love and care. He goes to the next stage. What is that? My life is Hare Krishna. So now the person actually at this stage, he has actually one life. Just like once a devotee asked one senior, another senior devotee, he asked that how do we balance material and spiritual life? He said actually devotees have only one life, there are no two lives. Devotees only have spiritual life. But the so-called material life is to be spiritualized. So everything is worked out in such a way that we have only one life and everything else support our spiritual life. So yes, so therefore my life is Hare Krishna. So here the person is actually has taken shelter or is already initiated, following the principle, chanting the 16 rounds and so on and so forth. And when a person continues to stay in the association of devotees, right, serving, receiving love, care and affection, he goes to even higher stage. What is that? So what is Hare Krishna? Then why like Hare Krishna? I am a Hare Krishna. My life is Hare Krishna. What is the next? Everyone should be Hare Krishna. Right? A person becomes a preacher, or in other words, my mission is Hare Krishna. Or everyone should be Hare Krishna. So that's even the higher. So you see, the sense of belonging is increasing, but it's a pyramid. Not everyone has that kind of sense of belonging. There are so many people who say, what is the Hare Krishna? But some come to the stage of well-wishers. I like Hare Krishna. Others who remain connected. There are some people who are coming to ISKCON for 20 years, 30 years. वो वही एक दो माला करते हैं बस और अपने आप को हरे कृष्णा बोलेंगे. माला वो एक दो कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि सब प्रसाद खाते हैं, उनका पूरा सोशल लाइफ है, सब कुछ है, लेकिन मैं भी हरे कृष्णा हूँ, लाइक दैट. वो बट दे आर एटलीस्ट लिटिल बेटर देन दे हैव बीन कीपिंग टच. फेस्टिवल पे आएंगे, संडे को आ जाएंगे, महीने में एक दो बार जरूर वो दर्शन देके जाएंगे, दर्शन के लिए आएंगे, दर्शन देके जाएंगे. But yes, those who actually take the shelter of Guru and the process of sadhana bhakti, they are even lesser. So the pyramid shows the sense of belonging. As the sense of belonging is increasing, the number of devotees are decreasing. Number of devotees are decreasing naturally. Those who have a greater sense of belonging, and those who are totally sold out, their mission is Hare Krishna. They are even at the top, but they are very few, very few. So this is, or in other word, the positive sense of belonging. As the sense of belonging increase, our commitment increases. Our commitment increases. So therefore, with devotee care, we help a person grow in spiritual life, grow their commitment. So our devotee commitment is as we take care of them, the sense of belonging will increase, right? It grow, and their service to Prabhupada, service to Krishna, their commitment to Krishna will also increase. So this is increasing trajectory, while the number will obviously will be more at the bottom of the pyramid, right? So yes. Well, we are the fourth level. We are talking of those, at least those who are, even if not initiated, if they are have embraced sadhana bhakti, right, fully. Yes, yes. So there are some people say there are people at different levels. Therefore, these are like broad five categories. There could be some more categories, subcategories within the categories. So we need devotees at all level in one sense. We need everyone. We are inclusive of everyone, but we also want to encourage them to increase their commitment, increase their service. While we appreciate whatever level of service they are rendering, while appreciating that, we help them to also grow. Fine. Okay. So we go ahead. So what is this sound? Oh, it's the fan. Okay, so this is the direct quote. There is no ambiguity over here. Uh, what is that? Yeah, can someone please read?
If the member of Gaudiya Math do not understand that Vaishnava Seva is the most beneficial thing, then they will not make progress in the realm of devotion.
Okay, so which principle? Vaishnava Seva. Very straightforward. Very straightforward. So directly talking of Vaishnava Seva is one of the most beneficial things for our progress in spiritual life, which is one of the principle of devotee care. Okay, so we come to now important discussion. Inadequate versus adequate devotee care. Now, important thing is every temple of ISKCON there is devotee care. Without devotee care, no one can survive. In every temple, we will find there will be devotee care. There is no doubt about it. But when the community is growing, is every devotee's diverse need, how much are we able to cater to the diverse needs of different devotees at different levels? Therefore, how effective is the devotee care? That is the question. Devotee care is there, no doubt. Devotee care is there, no doubt. But still, for when we are ISKCON is a growing community of devotees. So when we are a small family, we know each other, we take care of each other. But when our family is growing, we need some system and structure in place so that different devotees, diverse needs are taken care of as much as possible. And as we prioritize, okay, so here are group of devotees and they deserve this kind of care and we want to either provide and support this kind of care and therefore we need to have some kind of system and structure. So therefore, adequate devotee care versus inadequate devotee care. That's the question. Okay, so we will define adequate devotee care where the needs of most of the devotees are being taken care of so that they continue their spiritual life. Basically. They continue to practice sadhana bhakti uh, with they are receiving necessary support and they feel encouraged and inspired to go on with their spiritual life, encouraged and inspired to serve Prabhupada's mission till the last breath of their life, basically. So, and if most of the devotees in the community are receiving the kind of support they need, we say devotee care is adequate. So, otherwise, we need to improve, basically. And the nature of devotee care is also very dynamic because as the community grows, different needs will come up at different times. So it's evolving also. Right? While we are trying to cater, different needs will grow of different levels of devotees. So therefore, this is the ongoing, basically, ongoing task for all of us. Fine. So now, if we are having adequate devotee care within our community, which is actually our goal, but if we are having adequate devotee care, what will be some of the advantages and needs our Prabhu, or if you need a break, then someone else wants, then they can come, or if you need a break, then invite someone else. You're comfortable? Okay, Prabhu is comfortable. Hare Krishna. इसको करना पलट दीजिए पेन ले लीजिए सो राइट एडवांटेजेस ऑफ डीसी डिवोटी करके लिए डीसी लिख दीजिए advantages of DC. Yes, so in the meantime, you think of Prabhu is ready to and write in a short phrase. If there is adequate devotee care, what are the advantages? Okay, growth. Good. There will be more devotees. Number of devotees will grow. Yes, Madhavendra Prabhu. There is growth and there is retention. Healthy relationships. Okay, wait a minute. लिख दीजिए retention, then healthy relationship. Yes, Shyam Govish Prabhu. Oh, dedication, greater dedication. Yes, fine, good answer. Yes. Satisfied devotees. Satisfied devotees. This side, yes, from Mataji side. Sincerity. Okay, there will be, if there is adequate devotee care, the devotees will be sincere in their service, sincerity. Okay, happy and healthy. Devotees will be happy. Happy devotees, more devotees. So happy and healthy. Fine, good point. Cooperation, increased cooperation between the devotees. Yes, Prabhu. Unity, there will be unity amongst the devotees. Adequate devotee care. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, listening, greater understanding. By listening, we get understanding. Right? Wait a minute. So listening was that you could write listening and understanding, or just write the word understanding. And reciprocation. Wait a minute. Reciprocation. When there is adequate devotee care, there is reciprocation. Yes, that means we take care of them and they reciprocate by extending that care to others or by enhancing their devotional service, right, to Guru and Krishna. Yes, so reciprocation in terms of their seva also. Seva also. Fine, that's good. What else we got? Mission, that growth is there. Growth has come, so the mission expands. Valuing each other. Okay, so creativity, it enhances creativity. Take care of devotees, it enhances the creativity. Yes, Chaitanya Prabhu. Krishna is pleased. And what happens when Krishna is pleased? Actually, everyone is pleased. So when Krishna is pleased, uh, it's mentioned that Brahmana Sevaye Krishnera Priti Bada Hoy. Krishna is very pleased when his devotees are served. Tahara Santoshe Bhakti Sampada Badai. When Krishna is pleased, our Bhakti Sampada increases. So our devotional riches. So we become wealthy, everyone becomes wealthy in devotional. Their Bhakti Sampada, that is the wealth of Krishna consciousness has increased. So similar you all answered. So did you write that Krishna is pleased? Krishna is pleased and we we all become rich in devotional service. Bhakti Sampada बढ़ती है. Yes, Vishnu Prabhu. Okay, good point. The community advances from Kanishta to Madhyama, the whole community. This is yes, from Kanishta to Madhyama. That's another that's another very high level. But at least for us, devotee care initiative, we the aim is so from Kanishta to Madhyama we can come. Yes, Sham Gopesh Prabhu. Huh? Okay, goodwill of the organization also improves. This is a caring organization. Organization goodwill. Okay, speak loudly. Okay, good. No, good point. Yeah, adequate devotee care is a Vaikuntha atmosphere. That is the culture of the spiritual. Fine, that is good. So we got many advantages of devotee care. Now, think of, put a line here, take a red pen and write the word. If what could be some disadvantages? Okay. Now we have to do some out of the box thinking. What could be some disadvantages of adequate devotee care? If you have adequate devotee care, think for a while. Write the word disadvantages. We are talking of adequate devotee care. there is adequate devotee care, could there be some disadvantages? Lethargy, okay, disadvantages अभी नीचे लिखिए उसके. So it may happen that devotees may become lazy, lethargy. नहीं उसके ओके ठीक है, ब्लैक पेन ले लीजिए अगर है तो. डू हैव ब्लैक मार्कर? जस्ट अ कलर डिफरेंस. ओके फाइन, लेट इट बी रेड. नहीं परमानेंट. लिख दीजिए रेड से लिख दीजिए. lethargy, yes, okay, lethargy. Why is Prabhu? Taking things for granted. Taking things for granted. Okay, fine, thank you. Yes, Prabhu. No missionary spirit. Missionary spirit may be lost. Missionary spirit may be lost. So, like Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he said, now we have built this marble palace. Now they want to be in the room. They don't want to go out preach. Bhaktivedanta Thakur said that. So that missionary spirit have come down. He noticed that when he made a marble palace. Fine. So this is missionary spirit may come down. Unhealthy lifestyle. Okay. So there is more sense gratification, right? Sense gratification. You're talking of. Yes, Prabhu. Irresponsibility. Yes, Prabhu. Increase expectations. Lip service. फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेन, राइट. अब डिवोटी केयर इम्प्लीमेंट करना है तो कुछ फैसिलिटीज रिसोर्सेस, तो फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेन में आल्सो कम. यस यस प्रभु. ओके, अनरीजनेबल कंपैरिजन, अनहेल्दी कंपैरिजंस. उनको इनका फैसिलिटी है, मेरे को कम फैसिलिटी है इत्यादि, राइट. सो ऑल दैट पर्सन ऑफिस इज बिग, माइन इज स्मॉल, एटसेट्रा. यस. Misutilization, right? The word comparison, misutilization. Okay, there could be more. There could be more also. Fine, there could be more. And. अभी next page लीजिए. Write the word advantages. Advantages of inadequate devotee care. Advantages. So if there is inadequate devotee care, could there be some advantages? Advantage लिखिए. Inadequate DC लिख दीजिए. Inadequate DC. हाँ, yes, Prabhu. Okay, so anyway, so there will be very austere devotees. अभी क्या करें कुछ. Okay, austere devotees, tough devotees, self help, self made, self motivated. सब उसी में आ गया है. ऑस्टियर और क्या क्या बोला. ऑस्टियर के बाद क्या पढ़ता है था. self motivated devotees, austere devotees, strong devotees, etc. वो एक ही कैटेगरी आ गया. What else? वो एडवांटेज है. No. Advantages. If there is inadequate devotee care, what are the advantages? Kshatriya devotees, self-motivated. We say strong devotees. उसमें आ गया strong devotees. Self-made क्या बोलते हैं ना, self-made. Self-motivated, self-made, strong devotees. What else? Advantages. Okay, more dependent on Krishna. अभी कोई डिवोटी तो केयर नहीं कर रहा, भगवान ही रखे. तो कृष्णा के ऊपर निर्भरता इंक्रीज हो जाएगी. मोर डिपेंडेंस ऑन कृष्णा. फाइन, गो फाइन. व्हाट एल्स? स्किल्स एंड एक्सपर्टीज विल इंक्रीज. स्किल अपने सेल्फ केयरिंग स्किल्स हैव टू इंक्रीज, राइट. तो अपना सब खुद ही देखना है तो सेल्फ केयरिंग स्किल्स और व्हाट एवर स्किल्स विल इंक्रीज. some more more maturity. Yes, Prabhu. Non serious people will leave. मिल्क बॉयल हो रहा है सब। ऑटोमेटिक मिल्क बॉयल हो रहा है। ओके, ठीक है। मैं लेस सीरियस डिवोटी विल लीव लिख दीजिए, लेस सीरियस डिवोटी विल लीव, और उसको ब्रैकेट में लिखेंगे ऑटोमेटिक मिल्क बॉइलिंग हैपनिंग। Okay, so fine. So I think we had one more we can take. Yes. फाइनेंशियल सेविंग, इतना बड़ा कितना कैसा पैसा बचेगा? फाइनेंशियल सेविंग होगा। शा, शाम को विश प्रभु ने सजेस्ट किया बगल से। तो फाइनेंसिस का भी काफी बचत होगा। ओके, सो यस, so we should understand that many leaders actually believe that अगर डिवोटी केयर ज्यादा होगा तो सब लोग ऐसा बस अभी खाएंगे पिएंगे सोएंगे, कृष्ण पे निर्भर नहीं रहेंगे, इत्यादि इत्यादि इत्यादि। सो दीज एडवांटेजेस आर एक्चुअली परसीव्ड एडवांटेजेस, परसीव्ड ऐसा लगता है हमको, परसीव्ड एडवांटेजेस। एंड दिस इज devotee care initiative. Yes, Prabhu, thank you so much. Devotee care initiative is not meant so that the devotees become lazy, uh, they take things for granted. No, that is not adequate devotee care. Then there is something wrong. Remember, devotee care system is, those areas are there. You see, the first and foremost spiritual life. You want to support so that the devotees feel encouraged and inspired to enhance their bhakti, to enhance their service to Guru and Krishna. So it is, so therefore either there is something wrong with the system, or there is something wrong with our understanding of what is devotee care. So many leaders have this kind of understanding. They had this kind of understanding previously, lot many. Now it is reducing, but still there are still many leaders who have the understanding कि ज़्यादा डिवोटी केयर नहीं करने का, ये सब हो जाएगा, सब हो जाएगा। Sense gratification will increase and so on so forth. But no, this is not appropriate. That means there is something wrong with the understanding, or there could be some short-term benefits, like finance and all that. There will be some short-term benefits. And it seems like we become more dependent on Krishna. But actually, we will have, or we are becoming strong in bhakti, but that devotee will have no gratitude and sense of belonging, which is required to serve the mission. So seemingly, it's the advantages are seeming advantages. So this is all perceptions. These are all, either the system is not, as I said, system is something wrong with the system or wrong with the understanding. So our system should be designed in such a way that this is not the result. This is not what we want. We want the devotees to enhance their devotional service to Guru and Krishna. So that kind of devotee care, so it's not an appropriate devotee care system. Fine. So that should be understood. So to give an example, I met one leader in my travel, very senior, one of the GBC members, in fact, and I was talking, and this devotee said, actually, if devotees can just depend on Krishna, they'll be taken care of. Very firm conviction. Just depend on Krishna. I said, I really appreciate, your stance. Depending on Krishna is so important. But then I said, I just want to share one incident with you that shows that Krishna wants us to depend on devotees, and devotees take care of each other. So what is the meaning of dependence on Krishna as such? So Jagdanand Pandit, someone referred, Jagdanand Pandit is going to Vrindavan. One of you referred to that. When Jagdanand Pandit is going to Vrindavan, Lord Chaitanya gave him permission. He had a hard time to get permission, but Lord Chaitanya said, fine, you can go to Vrindavan. So then Lord Chaitanya gave him some important caution. While going to Vrindavan, you can go alone up to Varanasi. After Varanasi, there are many dacoits. They plunder the wealth of the travelers. And especially they see a Gaudiya. When they see a Bengali devotee, and they will capture him, and they will just plunder him. After Varanasi, there is a danger area. Therefore, you go with some Kshatriya devotee after Varanasi. There in the CC, you can see that. Lord Chaitanya telling Jagannath. After Varanasi, he doesn't say you chant more. You depend on Krishna more. Right? That fine. We have to depend on Krishna. We have to depend on Krishna. We should chant more. All that. But as far as on a practical level, Lord Chaitanya said, so therefore dependence on Krishna doesn't mean that we do not support each other. The devotee doesn't need to support each other. That is not the meaning of just depend on Krishna and then we don't need the devotees to actually support each other. We seek help of devotees or extend our care to others. No, that is not the meaning. Lord says that you have to have a Kshatriya devotee. Therefore, that means some Kshatriya devotee had to accompany you from Varanasi to Vrindavan. Very clear. So therefore, meaning of dependence on Krishna should be understood properly. It doesn't mean just. And then another devotee I met in my travels. So again, very senior devotee, and this devotee said, devotee care means if devotee can just chant Hare Krishna, just chant Hare Krishna, and that is the main devotee care. That is the main devotee care. Then I asked him. I said, excellent. Your faith in holy name is very exemplary. Who is the topmost authority? Who chanted maximum in our sampradaya? Haridas Thakur. Lord Chaitanya would daily send prasadam for him. Just see, daily Lord Chaitanya said he would primarily he would go himself or send Govinda or Kashishwar. It's mentioned in CC several times. Whenever the devotees would be having peace, Lord Chaitanya would tell, go and deliver prasadam to Haridas Thakur. So that he continues his chanting, Lord Chaitanya himself would support in terms of prasadam. So I simply asked her, do you think we need devotee care also while we chant Hare Krishna? And that person immediately, agree. How is? So you see, there are so many examples, and we may just think in the name of spiritual life, just chant Hare Krishna, things will be taken care of. Just depend on Krishna, it will be taken care of. These are very common things I hear from many senior leaders in ISKCON. And that is right, their conviction is right. But irrespective of that, we need devotee care. There are so many examples. Irrespective of all that, we need devotee care because that is supporting our chanting. That is supporting our dependence on Krishna, basically. So, on a practical level, we need this systems of care within the devotee community. So, therefore, we will have lunch break today at 2 o'clock. We have one more exercise before we take a lunch break. So, Vishnu Prabhu, so 2 o'clock will break, 1 hour lunch break will have from 2 to 3. Okay, so we covered this, and yes, let's read this quote from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Who has the mic? Yes, yeah, please read.
However, I have heard that there was a study by some outsiders where they said that ISKCON has the best philosophy. But when they talk about taking care of the devotees, ISKCON is way down the list.
Okay, so there have been some studies of different organizations. How do they take care of their devotees who are dedicated devotees here, who are doing missionary activities, taking care of the organization, running organization. In such studies, ISKCON has come way down the list. Way down the list. So now the next question, the next important question is, what could be some of the reasons? What could be some of the reasons for the lack of devotee care within ISKCON? Yes, I again need our Prabhu. Tell me your name, Prabhu. Jaya Nitaya Prabhu. Thank you. You are merciful to us. Like Nityanand Prabhu is merciful. Yes, so just write reasons. The term reasons for uh, inadequate DC. So yes, what could be some reasons for the lack of uh, devotee care? Reasons for inadequate devotee care. We'll begin with the yes, Prabhu. I'd like to hear from as many of you as possible. Take the mic. Quickly pass the mic here.
To have been a more focus on expanding the mission.
Okay, so focus on expansion. Focus on expansion. We have been more focused on expansion, and that would be one of the reasons. Fine, thank you. Good. Okay, fine. Financial constraints. At times, we may not have sufficient finances. In ISKCON previously, uh, and even in many places now also, there are major financial constraints, and therefore we can't provide the best facilities or the resources required to care for devotees.
Plenty of devotees.
Where? Yes, Prabhu.
More number of devotees.
Plenty of devotees. Plenty of devotees. There are many devotees to be cared for, and therefore we may not be able to care for everyone because especially in India, the ISKCON has grown a lot. Not in the whole world, but India ISKCON is practically more than 80% of ISKCON in terms of number of devotees, in terms of number of projects. So India ISKCON is kindly almost like 80% of the ISKCON world. So that's kind of logistics. India ISKCON has grown a lot. So, but there are plenty of devotees over here. Shambhavesh Prabhu, then Rottam Priya Prabhu.
Lack of awareness of the importance of devotee care.
Okay, lack of awareness, likhi. Good. So lack of awareness. That's also it could be one of the reasons. Yes, Rottam Priya Prabhu.
Compared to others, we are still a relatively new movement.
Okay, right. So we are a relatively newer movement. 50 years is not long time actually. 50 years now, probably 60. It will be next year. It will be 60 years of ISKCON. So we are just 50, 60-year-old organization. So relatively newer organization. Fine, good. So yes, lack of compassion. Okay, reluctance to listen. Reluctance to listen. So at times there is reluctance to listen and understand. Uh, Sometimes fine, that's good because we are all preachers, right? At times we feel that we know, and there could be reluctance to listen. Okay, overconfidence in. Okay, so okay, you can cite that overconfidence in one's no, not over dependence, overconfidence. So the overconfidence that I know, right? I know what is.
No prioritization.
Oh, okay, lack
Not
of
giving
priority, lack of priority. Even if we understand the importance, we may not have been able to prioritize it. Like we say, I have no time. That what does it mean? No priority. Time तो उतना ही है सबके पास. Right? So lack of priority. We may not have prioritized it till now. Yes, Prabhu. Lack of lack of understanding of the principles. Lack of understanding. तो आ गया कहीं पे हमारा lack of awareness slash understanding. Awareness is one thing. Lack of proper understanding of devotee care. Devotee care है क्या? Because everyone has said most of the leaders would feel that they have devotee care within ISKCON, but they may not understand the full, uh, the complete definition of devotee care. That how broad is devotee care. So yes, so lack of understanding, lack of awareness and understanding. Wait a minute. Okay, generational gap. Generational gap. एक्चुअली जनरेशनल गैप भी है. जनरेशनल गैप भी है. राइट, जनरेशनल गैप भी है? Right. अरे मैं तो साइकिल पे ही जाता था, तुमको क्यों चाहिए बाइक? और बाइक नहीं है वो तो बोलो कार चाहिए. I used to Prabhupada used to walk, दिल्ली में Prabhupada used to walk. तो फिर तुमको क्यों चाहिए मोटरसाइकिल? और कितना वॉक करते थे? और बॉम्बे में भी है ना, 10 किलोमीटर 12 किलोमीटर अंधेरी टू जुहू प्रोपाल टू वॉक, और तुमने मोटरसाइकिल के लिए एप्लीकेशन दिया, फाड़ के फेंक दो। A kind of, so yes, generational gap is there, it's a fact actually. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, the reason for inadequate devotee care in ISKCON. Okay, leadership neglect self-care. Okay, fine, good point. So the leaders are overburdened at times, they are not able to take care of self, and then what may happen? Because the leaders are the one who have to prioritize care for others. They are not able to take care of their own self also. So therefore, it may happen that even the other devotees may not receive the care, right? Because leaders may not take care of self, or overburdened leaders, right? Overburdened. Many times the leaders are so much burdened with so many things that what all they will do. So leadership neglects self-care, overburdened leaders.
Negligence in sadhana.
Where? Who spoke? Okay, yes.
Negligence in sadhana.
Negligence of sadhana. Negligence of sadhana.
Spiritual practices.
Okay, so fine. So negligence of sadhana, how will it affect the devotee care within ISKCON?
Because of that, they will lose enthusiasm to
Okay.
value the devotees.
Lose enthusiasm to value devotees, care for devotees, the lack of weak sadhana. Weak sadhana, you can write. Weak sadhana could be one of the reasons. Fine, good. Yes, we have two more contributions. Yes, Prabhu?
Lack of patience.
Lack of patience. Fine, lack of patience. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu? Okay, so actually Chaitanya Charitamrita shows us a lot about, there is a lot of dealing between devotees. Yeah? So dealing between devotees. So there, that is Chaitanya Charitamrita. And anyway, we'll say that lack of understanding due to whatever reason. We can say lack of Shastric study, because it has been identified in the leadership forums in ILS also, that one thing that leaders need to focus on is study of Prabhupada's books very carefully. We may have heard something, we may have read something, but Prabhupada wanted us to study from different perspectives, and grasp it from various perspectives. Just like say one statement, we can understand 3-4 principles. We are like trying to study. This is the study. We try to understand the same thing from different perspective, and Prabhupada also pointed out that the devotees in ISKCON should study my books, discuss my books, enliven each other with that. So lack of Shastric study also could be one of the reasons. Okay, I think we have a very nice list, a very comprehensive list of lack of devotee care. There could be several more reasons. So the devotee care GBC committee came up with 21 reasons for lack of devotee care. Check out the page number. Oh, you have it here in the page number 20. Page number 20. 21 reasons for lack of devotee care. Now, these 21 reasons are further to make sense of these 21 reasons. To understand them and to work upon them, to bring some solution to them, they are divided into 4 categories. Divided into four categories. So first of all, these are 11, and there are 10 more. The total 21 reasons, but you have it with you. So several of them have been covered here, but there are others which are provided in the list. As of now, I would not ask you to, you can just glance at a list, but later we will go through the list at a later stage. But for now, these 21 reasons are categorized in 4. What is that? Either it's due to lack of understanding, knowledge, or lack of some skills how to care for devotees, or lack of values, because you see the education is divided into skills, knowledge, skills and values. knowledge, skill, and value. Is nothing. I think knowledge, skill, and value is very closely correlate with Sambandh, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Knowledge, skill, and value. So either we don't have the right understanding of devotee care, what it means, and so on and so forth, or we don't have the proper skills to care for devotees, or we lack values of devotee care. Or the fourth reason is circumstantial constraint, like lack of resources. So we have the knowledge, we have the skills, we have the values, but there are some circumstantial constraints, lack of space, lack of resources, etc. Outside influence uh, of the people, of the society, and so on and so forth. So therefore, there could be four categories. 21 is divided into four categories. Do you have the four categories with you? Hmm? The four categories also? Yeah, you see the four categories and the reason divided into four categories is there with you. So now we will divide you all into four teams. The team will size will be bigger this time. But yes, so now form a bigger group, bigger circle. Discuss for 15 minutes. So four groups. Group one will discuss the category one, which is lack of values. Category one is there is something lack of values or leadership style and skill. That's second category. Knowledge and understanding. Third. Fourth is circumstantial. So either lack of values, skills, knowledge, or circumstantial constraint. So we'll form four groups corresponding to this ABCD, page number 21, and you discuss the reasons which are corresponding to your group. 21 are categorized into four, and then you have to present these reasons. You have to through some skit or mime or some maybe poem, some interactive poster you can draw up something in some interesting way present the reasons and which has been you don't have to suggest a solution here, right? We'll come to the solution later. Don't suggest a solution, you have to just present the problem, the reason part. And you present it here and the devotees will be able to I will ask the devotees what are they presenting out of it. So devotee should be able to guess it out. So even if you're presenting, making a suppose a skit, then make a 1 or 2 minute skit on each, or take two or three of them and combine in a skit reasons, and devotee should be able to make a guess. So how effectively you present will be seen by if the devotees are able to understand and guess it. Okay, you have presented this. So we will say team one is presenting the first five. So present a skit of a minute and say which one is that. You should be able to guess. So make an effective presentation of these reasons for lack of devotee care. Is the exercise clear? So we'll now divide into four groups, and then you sit in your group, discuss among yourself, right? And then uh, break for lunch, and then we will have this time the team four will make the first presentation. Then we go in the reverse order. Team three, team two, and team one. We will resume at 3. We'll resume at 3. So we'll have 1 hour lunch break, and before that you can have a discussion, and then a lunch break, and at 3 o'clock team 4 will make the presentation, and then followed by team 3 and team 2. And the presentation time is just 5 minutes. So the short presentation you have to वो आपका स्किट शुरू हो गया इधर और उधर 15-20 मिनट निकल गया उसमें एक एक स्किट में उसमें सिर्फ इन क्रक्स यू हैव टू प्रेजेंट है उसमें पूरा लंबा नरेटिव और स्टोरी पूरा स्क्रिप्ट नहीं लिखना है just the point and a short presentation for us to be able to understand पूरा वहाँ पे epic present नहीं करना है तो yes 5 minutes each group will present the number of reason, 1 minute for each reason. You can combine 2 or 3 reasons. 1 minute for each reason. If there are 6, so 6 minutes, average 5 minutes. 4 groups, 21 reason, average is 5 minutes. So 5 reason for each group. Okay, any questions before we break into groups? Each group will cover 4 or 5 reasons. Yeah, whatever reason, most of the reasons, if not all, and the reason you can see, the reasons are explained on the page. On page 20, the reasons are explained. On page 21, they are categorized. If not all, cover most. If not all, cover most of them. Yeah, 5 small skits. So 5 small skits. But I would request that not everyone to do skits. Some of you can do mime. Some of you can do some other interesting way of presentation rather than just speaking. Okay? So think of some interesting way of presentation. Skit is one, mime is another. Some yeah, through some posture, drawing, etc. Poem. uh, Some people write a rap song, etc. Whatever. So you asked na, Raj Bihari Kripa Prabhu said some skills, inherent skills you talked of, some artistic skill can be used now. So you mentioned some devotees have some kind of abilities, creative skills. So now those of you who have creative skills, please bring out all that creative skills and use your creativity to make a presentation of this 21 reasons. Fine. Okay, so we are dividing you into groups now. Group 1 to ABCD is pertaining to group 1, 2, 3, 4. So A correspond to 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. चलो ABCD बोलते हैं, कोई एम्बिग्यूटी नहीं रखेंगे, तो चेंज भी हो जाएगा. काउंटिंग 1 2 1 2 3 बहुत बहुत हो गया. फिर आपको अभी काउंटिंग सिखा दी, अभी ABCD भी सीख जाते हैं दोबारा. रिवीजन हो रहा है ना हमारा. Okay, so we'll begin with A. B. ABCD है. B. C. B. Okay, so we have 4 groups now. So the group A can come here. Now 4 corners of the 4 room. A, B, C, D. And once again, A group can come here, B group over there, C group here, and D group at that corner.